In this YouTube video, I'm going to show you how to write script for YouTube video. We have a lot to cover. As you can see there, we have full intro, full body, full outro guide. Then we have script example and also some real examples to show you that it doesn't come from my stupid ass. Actually, Mr. Beast is using this. Also, Iman. So we are going to cover everything. You probably were writing this already, how to script YouTube video. However, there is a lot, of advice. Something is bullshit, something works, something not. So I picked all this information. Also, I used some info from many YouTube mastery courses that I've been and made this full guide. And after watching this video, you will exactly know what to do, because probably your now knowledge leads to this before writing, just these question marks and don't know how to write the script. You're wasting too much time on something that doesn't actually work at the end. You're paying and wasting money on copywriters. You're having a good title, but video performs really bad because of script. You have good content, however, your audience doesn't want to subscribe to your channel. You have blank page syndrome and you're overwhelmed by the structure or storytelling techniques. However, after watching the YouTube video, I promise you, you're going to get to the position that you'll know exactly what to do simply to write hook, body, and call to action, meaning full script for your YouTube video. I also deliver some good results for my clients. So as you can see there, before working with me, low views, after working almost hit 10K, best in the business. This is his first video, 5K. Then we have their 40K, 20K, 30K. We also have their 9K views, then 130K impressions on one video. So I know something. So I'm going to now show this. We're going to cover intro or hook, all in depth, then body, and then outro, or if you want to call it CTA. We also will be writing full examples. So you can see there, we have script example for idea how I went from broke college student to 50K per month with my lead gen agency. So let's cut the BS and go straight into the point. Hook. So first 30 seconds of your video are most important. You probably already heard this, but really, if people leave within these 30 seconds, nothing else matters. So goal for the hook will be to keep more than 60% of the viewers past these 30 first seconds. If you do this, well done. You made a great job with your hook. Now I'm going to show you 5 principles. So we have their confirmation, then credibility or social proof, then open loops, then we have setting the expectation, and lastly we have relating to viewers. So all these are principles you can use to write your intro or hook for your YouTube video. So you don't need to use every of these principles. However, you can combine them based on your idea, because every idea is different and every script should be different. You shouldn't copy anybody. So let's start with the first thing. This is confirmation. So I exactly did this in the beginning of this video. I confirmed you and I told you what was the video going to be about. Immediately confirmed to the viewer that this is the video they clicked on. You clicked on this video because you're wondering how to write script, and I immediately told you in this video you're going to learn how to write script. You're going to go from this to this point. So I also implemented this, meaning if you start talking about something that's not related to packaging of your video, meaning if it's not related to thumbnail or title, they will instantly leave. When people click, they expect to get something similar from the title and thumbnail. Example from the best in the game. So this is the video from Mr. Beast 6 months ago, beat Ronaldo and win this amount of money. So when we first watch this, title and thumbnail, we clearly see beat Ronaldo, win $1 million. And if we go to this video, listen exactly how is he starting the video. So once again, title is beat Ronaldo, win money. And listen to this.
If this subscriber can beat Ronaldo in a 1v1, I'm going to give him $1 million.
He exactly confirmed based on his title and thumbnail that this is this video. So people actually continue to listen because they got something that they were looking for. So when viewers start watching your video, they're looking for reasons to click off, and the easiest one is to make this mistake. Let's move on. Now we have credibility and social proof. I also implemented this on you when I was starting, because why would you listen to me if I don't know anything? So as you could see, I show you this, my testimonial page, and also share with you that we are going to learn from Mr. Beast, then also Iman Gadzi. So I gave you some proof that this is worth watching, because otherwise why would people listen to you and spend their own valuable time if you haven't done anything and you're just talking. So put testimonials, put clients results, use picture of Stripe account. This is a good way to present. So use some proof behind your words. Overall, you must have some credibility to show. It doesn't need to be some crazy results if you don't have any, but putting something is better than nothing. For example, if you're making client interview video, you can, or for example, case study, whatever it is about clients, you can say something like, I done this, blah, 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 blah. Just like John who went from 0 to making 10K. This is just an example how you can phrase your sentence. Then we are moving on onto loops. So what are open loops? This is the way to spark curiosity in viewers' mind. This is very important because later we will also use this in our body. So as you can see in our body structure, we will be also using this open loop technique because we want to make people curious during the whole video. Because then they will continue to watch. If they are curious on one thing, then curious on other thing, and they will continue to watch the video, and this is our goal, obviously. So now I'm going to give you an example so you can understand it better. This is one example from one script that I wrote for my client. It all comes down to doing these 3 actions. And by the way, everyone can do this with just 30 minutes a day. So when you say these 3 actions, people are curious which 3 actions. So they will continue to watch your video until you give them these 3 actions. And one thing you can say on top of this curiosity part, after you write something similar, viewers will start thinking what are these 3 actions, and they will start assuming. So you can make this part even more powerful, saying what it's not. So we can say something like, it all comes down to doing these 3 actions. And by the way, it's not marketing, sales, and outreach. I'm just giving an example. It's something more important. And then you even more make them curious by saying what it's not, because they will start assuming like they already know. However, if you point out what it's not, boom, you made a great job. In this sentence, we also have some bonus. So this is actually from Hormoz's value equation. As you can see there, you probably already know this: dream outcome, perceived likelihood of achievement, time delay, and effort and sacrifice. So we want to add these things to make it more valuable, meaning I put there, and by the way, everyone can do this. So I'm now using perceived likelihood of achievement. Now it's higher because everyone can do this with just 30 minutes a day. So now I'm there attacking time delay and effort and sacrifice, because they don't need to, spend so much time and effort to make it work. Moving on, we have now setting the right expectations, what they will get. This is good for videos that are longer. So for example, mirror board, presentation, some full guide. Especially if your hook is fast paced, then this method is really important. Basically, you tell people what they will get when they watch entire video, or for example, you tell them what they will learn or what they will understand. So you can say something like, in the next X minutes, I'm gonna break down exactly what you need to do to achieve blah, blah, blah. Sit back, take pen and paper and prepare to learn XYZ. This is good because once you have this, good intro, fast intro, with these sentences, you're kind of, slowing down the pace so they can, sit back and continue to watch the entire video, especially if it's video boring later. This is a good technique to keep viewers in the game. You're basically showing them what it's coming, so they can't have this feeling, oh, intro was, good, engaging, and now this video is boring. So they will actually prepare themselves before you actually start talking. And last thing we got there for intro is relating to viewer situation. So showing your viewers that you understand their current situation, current problems, is a good way to connect with them. So attack their current pain points. And you can say something like, when I started, I was still in college, I had zero experience, zero connection, and I didn't know exactly what to do to achieve XYZ results. I didn't implement this method for the video you're watching, but I could say something like, when I was starting writing my scripts, and then I attacked your current pain points. For example, these pain points that I wrote here. I didn't know how to write script to video. I had, lack of storytelling, curiosity loops. I was always having, blank page syndrome. However, now after I learned these things that I'm going to cover in the video, I came to the position to clearly write hook, body, and CTA in just 30 minutes. I just use now example for this relating to viewer situation part. Just few things I want to add on. The less is more. In scripting overall YouTube video, it's not about adding more stuff into our script. It's about removing what's not necessary. I made a mistake there, what's not necessary, and just leaving what's actually good. Good copywriters are not people who are using some complex things, complex words. It's not about that. It's about making it simple and understandable to even someone who don't even know what a topic is about. When you achieve this, you made a good script. Try to always move forward and further, because if you start repeating something you already talked about, it will immediately put them in position to leave your video. Just few things to keep in mind while writing. So the less is more. I'm gonna repeat this, the less is more when it comes to writing. It maybe sounds complicated like these things that I wrote there, but keep it concise, keep it, you don't need to add some, complex words, just keep it simple, the less is more. And I wrote there the script, and now we are going to go through this hook that I wrote, and we are going to implement the things I wrote there. One idea that I got is, for example, how I went from broke college student to 50K per month with my lead gen agency. So we are starting. In this video, I'm about to show you the exact process how I went from broke college student to making. And the best part is you can do the same things. We immediately implemented the confirmation part. So I'm going to show you this, and this. And the best part, you can do the same thing. So we implemented Hormozis value equation. Then I put it relating to viewer situation. When I started 2 years ago, I remember sitting back in my classroom listening to some professor. We are relating to their situation. At that time, I had zero knowledge how to change my reality, zero knowledge, zero experience, blah blah blah. I was just another broke college kid, so I'm just relating to their situation. But everything changed when I discovered these 3 simple actions. So we are putting their open loops. We are making these curious. Now they're thinking which 3 actions. And then I sat there, and the crazy part is these actions don't take more than 2 hours per day. So we are removing this, effort and sacrifice part. And also we are just putting time delays. I implemented here, as we can see, open loops, then confirmation, and I also related to their situation. And lastly, I put there, so grab a pen and paper, sit back and pay close attention to what I'm about to show you, because if you applied what I'm sharing today, you can achieve the same results or even better ones. I'm going to give you the exact blueprint, the same one I wish someone had given me, blah, blah, blah. And there we implemented for this part, for these 2 sentences, we implemented setting the expectations for the whole video. So you can exactly see that all these principles are easy to implement. And I actually made this hook by implementing all those things. Pretty much this is it for the hook. I hope you picked up everything. Now we are moving to the second part, which is body of the video. Probably now you're questioning immediately, should I script the entire body for my video? And the answer is that you don't want to script the entire body word by word, because you won't sound natural and it'll be, robotic, very monotone, just boring. And the only thing that you can maybe script is some, VSL or some really important video. However, the normal videos that go on YouTube, you don't need to script them, trust me, and you don't want to script them because it won't be good. It won't sound natural. Instead, you're going to do this that I'm about to show you now. You want to put points, like main points, as you can see there. Point 1, for example, my story. I'm using the example for this video, how I went from broke college student. So we have there 3 points, point 1, point 2, and point 3. It doesn't need to be 3. You can put like between 2 and 5 main points. And then within these 3 main points, you can also add, let's say, sub points. Like for this, my story, tell how I started, problems I faced, first smaller win. Then for this also we have 3 things we want to talk about. And also for this point 3. And this is pretty much it. It's not that complicated. However, now you're probably wondering, what's this open loop and payoff? What does it even mean? I'm going to now explain you. So we already covered open loops, and this is the way to make people curious, as we discussed. What is the point of this open loop and payoff? Basically, every time you want to start talking about some point, you want to firstly make them curious and then explain some point. So in practice, it will sound like this. So you make the open loop part, and then you give the answer. And again, open loop part, make them curious, and then you talk about problems. Open loop part again, then first smaller win. And if we implement this thing throughout entire video, this is how we will keep people engaged and curious. And this is how they are going to watch the entire video, because every time we cover some point, we then start making them again curious for a second point, and again and again and again. And this method Iman also is using, and I'm going to show you this later. So that's why you can't leave his video when you start watching it, because he's using this, and all best creators are using this method. So basically every time when they want to start talking about some point, they first tell it through some question to make you curious, and in practice it will be like this. I know probably now it's a bit complicated, but trust me, it's not. So let me cover example for you. We have their body part, so we covered the hook. Now we are moving to body. This is the body, this is the first sentence. Let's start first with open loop. Now you're probably wondering, how does a broke college student with zero experience even start a lead generation agency? Most people think you need thousands in startup capitals of years of marketing experience, but the way I actually got my first client was so stupidly simple that when I tell people, they can't believe. So I'm making them curious, how did you get your first client? I'm making them curious, so now I can just answer this. So what we did here is that we didn't immediately start talking about how did we get our first client. We first made them curious. So by the way, I actually got my first client so stupidly, and now people are thinking how? I mean, if it's stupid, tell me how. And this is one example, and you're going to do this open loop, answer, basically. This payoff means answer. Open loop, answer throughout the entire script. And this is how you're going to keep them curious and engaged throughout the entire video. Best method. So open loop, payoff, open loop, payoff, open loop, payoff. Then again and again and again, depending on how many points you have. Summary for body, make 2 to 5 points you want to cover in the video, and for each point put 2 or 3 things you want to cover. Simple as that. This is it for body part. We are moving on to CTA, call to action, or if you want to say it, outro. So people can't read your mind. If you don't tell them exactly what should they do next after watching your video, they won't do anything, obviously. This is besides intro, second most important part that should be scripted, because people who spend their time to watch the full video, they become much hotter. And why wouldn't you use the chance to redirect them to some VSL page where you're gonna promote your product or coaching your service, whatever, or you can immediately present the solution to their current problem and try to, sell them here. So it's really dumb, making all this, part with open loops, payoff, keeping them engaged throughout the entire video, and then just letting them just click off and do nothing. Use the chance to get some benefit, to promote your product. And the way are you going to do this is through call to action at the end. So now I'm going to give you 2 examples for a call to action that you can use. So you can say something like, this is exactly how I went from broke college student to now make 50K per month. Now you have 2 choices. You can take everything I showed you in this video and try to figure out by yourself, or you can click the first link in the description, watch my full training, and apply it to get coached by me. This choice is yours. I'll see you in the next video. Or we can say something like open loop, meaning promise plus link. I gave you overall how this process looked like for me. However, there are also some details that I didn't cover in this video because then it will be too long. However, that's why I made full breakdown how exactly I was doing each step with all KPI sheets. I'm just using an example here, and useful tool I use to achieve these results, as well as showing you mistakes that you should avoid in order to come to this outcome even faster than me. So if you're interested, go check the video where I'll show you all in depth. See you soon. And you can point out some video. As you can see there, I used Iman's example. We can just put there the next video. So he's obviously putting his VSL, like this VSL made him tons and tons of money. So this one laziest way to make money online in 2025. This is printing money for him, and just because he's using this as a main video on his channel and he is redirecting viewers, he just gave there some value, and then he made people click to his VSL video where he's going to promote his offer. So how we're going to do this, to put this, I also covered here. So once you are uploading your YouTube video, you have there, video elements, and you can put cards. However, the thing we're looking for is this, his channel and also this next video. So you go there, add end screen, and then this page will pop up and you simply choose like this this or that. So pretty much that's it, simple. Just one really important thing for call to action. Some people won't watch the video until the end. They don't want to spend, for example, 10 to 20 minutes of their own time. So they won't get a chance to be called to action because you put your call to action at the end. So that's why we can add one more call to action in the first part of the video after the hook. So we get more chance to people acting on this call to action. This type of call to action shouldn't be, complex like this one, for example. However, we can say something like this. By the way, if you're interested to get same results as me, you can check the link in the description and then you move on. So this is a great way to increase this chance of people clicking on this link. And one last thing for a call to action is transitionary sentence. So you don't want to make hard cut between last part of the body and outro. You don't want to immediately start pitching your offer because then it will be salesy. And after all the effort, if we just hardly transition to call to action to this outro part, meaning if we straight try to pitch them, they will immediately leave the video because they'll feel you're trying to sell them something, and in sales it's not good. We have to add this transitionary sentence to smoothly transition from last point in body to call to action. And I give you the example, and I also read this while I was showing you the call to action part. You can basically repeat the point of your video. So you can say something like, so this is exactly how I went from broke college student to now making 50K per month, and then you start your call to action. Now we're going to cover Iman's video, Iman Gazi's main video on his channel. And this is this video right there. 7 principles for teenagers to become millionaires. This video literally has 6.5 million. Now you're going to listen carefully to this.
You are young, I'm 17 years old, you're ambitious, I worked my face off, and you want to make it big early in your life. So in today's video,
he related to viewer situation, and now he immediately gave you the point of the video and what you're going to get from the video.
I'm going to reveal the 7 principles.
I'm going to reveal 7 principles, making you curious. Now you're thinking which 7 principles, and you want to continue to watch basically video until then, until you get all these 7 principles,
For teenagers and people in their early 20s to become millionaires. Now, I made my first $1 million at 18 years old, and no matter what you see on TikTok, I want you to know that that is not normal. It is not normal in any shape, form, or fashion, but it is because I followed these 7 principles.
Because I followed these 7 principles.
What I'm going to reveal to you today,
what I'm going to reveal today, also repeating,
not only helped me make my first $1 million at 18 years old, it has helped me to amass a net worth of tens of millions of dollars by the age of 23. So I'm speaking from experience here, but I do want to make it clear that no matter what anyone says, I will hold my hand up and say that a very large portion of why I'm in the position I am today is because... Now, real quick, before we get into today's video, I've had
call to action.
Had tons of people over the years asking me to
before we get in the video, he pitched something.
Do like cases, their particular question. And I'll be honest, my main Instagram is just 2,000 people a week. If you want king, you must first.
And here's the first point of the body. So he literally had there in this video hook and then body these 7 principles.
The first principle you need to learn if you want to be a millionaire.
The first principle you have to learn, so open loop,
in your teens or your early 20s, is that in order to be a king,
and he now revealed it. Guys, this is very important. That's why I told you that this is basically the mastery guide of scripting, because he basically used, so we had example for Mr. Beast, confirming what's the video about, and now for Iman, he literally started relating, this is right there, relating to viewer situation, being broke, gave you credibility. He now made millions of dollars. He gave you what you're going to get in this video. He made you curious, which seven points. And he also implemented one thing that we covered there, CTA in the hook or in this first part of the video to promote his offer or whatever. Also, I have one more example, this right there. One more example, so let's listen to it. So we have one more example here, and this is from this video right there, 5.4 millions.
So you want to become a millionaire. So you watch all of the Tony Robbins seminars, you watch all these...
He's relating.
Motivational videos.
Because a lot of people are watching, these motivational videos without taking any action. So he attacked this this action, this bad action, this point.
I mean, hey, you even think that your TikTok is a great place to get financial education. Well, listen.
He's attacking the reality of some bro guy, because a lot of people are, you know, just looking for this motivational videos, you know, scrolling through TikTok also.
In today's video, I'm going to share
In today's video, I'm going to share with you
7 personal money tips
7 personal money tips, so you're now curious.
that I would give to you after 7 years of
Some credibility after 7 years or whatever he
running a
just said.
business and making tens of millions of dollars. And most importantly,
Tens of millions of dollars. So
I'm going to share stuff that you probably won't find anywhere else, because I'm not going to tell you, oh,
he said there, you won't find anywhere else. We use this here in credibility part. Probably some people already filmed a similar video, so you have to position yourself as a better solution and more trustworthy than the other guy who made the video. He literally said this here.
because, you know, heavens forbid you spend $4 on a coffee because you can make it for 30 cents at home. I'm not going to give you any stupid scarcity
I'm not going to give you this, and this. However, I'll give you that.
based advice that's built specifically for people that have no self-belief, no beliefs that they can. No, I'm going to give you 7 practical things that you can
Exactly what we covered.
implement from today. So the first step, if you want to become a millionaire,
So the first step, he didn't say there, this is for your body, open loop and then pay off. He didn't just start talking, you know,
is stop drinking.
stop drinking because of this. No, he literally said, so the first principle, you're now curious, you know, this is the whole point of the body. It's not complicated, but you need to structure it to make people curious. And if you do this for every point, they will stick throughout the entire video. This is it. We covered a lot. I don't know how long this video will be. However, I hope this helps you. Yeah, so we covered basics of intro, hook, of body, outro, call to action. We had their full script. So we have their hook, then body, then 2 call to actions. And also we covered Mr. Beast's video to prove that this is actually working. I'm not talking this from bottom of my stupid ass. We also seen Iman's examples. So pretty much this is it. I hope you enjoyed in this video. And if you're really struggling with this and you don't want to make this all by yourself, you can just DM me, shoot a DM, or you can click the link in the description and eventually schedule a call if you want to work with me. If not, all good, and see you in the next video. So pretty much that's it. Peace out, and hope this was valuable to you.